All right, here's a quick demonstration on how to start your skateboard. So we're thinking about the style of op art and what it means to create an optical illusion in your artwork. So the first thing you're going to need, pencil and a ruler. And as you start to set up your skateboard, what you need to do is draw vertical lines that go all the way across your skateboard. Notice how I'm using two parts of my hand to hold the skateboard steady, and I'm also holding the ruler steady with my fingers and my thumb. I don't want to rock. You also only have to paint the bottom of your skateboard because the top of it is going to be colored in with something else, like the tape that goes on the top part to give it that tackiness. So now I've drawn vertical lines all the way across my entire skateboard. Now you want to start thinking about geometric and organic shapes. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start to draw geometric shapes. You need to draw at least 5 geometric shapes. So we're talking about triangles, we're talking about squares, rectangles, pentagons, octagons, things like that, diamonds. You need to draw 5 of those. And in order for us to turn it into op art, we need to draw at least 10 of them. And then we're going to do a specific painting style to make it look like it's op art. Maybe I even want to draw, I'll try to freehand a circle. And I officially have 5 geometric shapes. There are some rules though when you do this op art project. Your shapes may not overlap. So now I have 5 geometric shapes. Now I'm going to make 5 organic shapes. Organic shapes are a lot easier. They can be squiggles and blobs and odd shapes that you would not typically find in math. And again, same rule applies. They may not overlap your geometric shapes or your other organic shapes. Now I've got a total of 10 shapes. 5 of them are organic and 5 of them are geometric. Now I'm going to go outline everything with a Sharpie. Alright, so now I've outlined everything with Sharpie and I'm ready to start painting. Remember, you only have to pick 2 colors. So in this case, I'm going to go with purple and orange. Notice how we're using tempera paint. So we're not using watercolor, it's tempera. This is the stuff that comes right out of the bottle and it's ready to go. You're also going to need some black eventually because you're going to outline them again. So in order to get this all set up, you need a palette and you just start to give yourself a little bit of paint. So I'm going to use orange and I'm going to use purple. You're going to need some paint brushes. I've grabbed some different sizes. I've grabbed the larger, medium, and you're also going to need some water. So I have a water bucket that's kind of off screen in order to do washing of my paint brushes. So now when you start to paint, we're trying to create areas of flat color. All right, and I always like to start with the strips or the stripes that are behind my objects, right? Those stripes that are behind the object. When I go to paint, I'm going to take a pretty good amount and I'm just going to start to very slowly put it down. Okay, the idea is I'm trying to avoid my objects. I'm just painting the stripes behind it. Now let's pretend that I have the whole thing colored in with orange and this stripe is officially done with an orange color. Then as I go to the next stripe over here, it would be purple. This is what I mean when I say alternating colors. So I take some of my purple, and now this strip is going to be all purple. And you would continue this process until your background is alternating colors all the way across the entire skateboard. Slow and steady will make the paint appear flat. We're trying to create areas of flatness. So as you can see, what I've done here is I've decided just to do the purple stripes first. So I took a break from the orange and I did just purple. Now I'm going to keep going and get the rest of the orange stripes done. So now I've got the orange stripes colored in, and it's starting to take the shape of op art. But here's where the real trick happens. When you go to paint your shapes, any part where there might be orange on mine, I'm going to make sure that there's no other orange around it. Let me show you what I mean. Right here we have a purple strip in the background. So I'm going to paint this part of this diamond with orange. Remembering slow to try to create that flat paint effect. And now right next to it you see another little shape right here. That would end up being purple. So think about the shapes that touch. If your shape touches another shape, they should not be the same color, and it would look like this. And I would continue this process until the entire skateboard was covered. So now I've got all the purple sections done, and it's starting to come together and starting to look like op art. Now I would need to go back in with orange and find all the areas that would need to be orange because they're opposite of my color scheme, which was purple and orange. So this block right here, and pretty much every other blank area that you see that is the color of the original skateboard would be orange. Trying to paint slow and controlled so that it becomes a flat area of color. So now I've gotten to a point where the whole thing has been painted in, and earlier I talked about needing black. So now I've got my palette and I'm going to give myself some black. And I found a really tiny brush. You want to find a detail brush because now it's time to outline everything. So just like you did before with pencil and Sharpie, you're going to very carefully go through and outline. Slow and steady. This is one part where you really have got to slow down because we want everything to jump off the page. So you have to very carefully outline everything with black. I've got all the shapes outlined, but now remember you still have to outline the vertical lines from the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. So I've outlined the original vertical lines. And now what you have is a skateboard fully painted in the style of op art.